I wonder how good the audio is. Let me check. Because I'm using the wireless microphone today. Oh, that seems alright. As long as I don't walk too far away, it should be okay. Nice. But yeah, I'm using the wireless mic because I thought that would be better for what we're doing. And then I can also move around without having to worry about... I mean, there's a lot of echo in here anyways. But hi Roy, have a good look. I think I need to start getting this set up. And let me see if I can do this without getting too much in the way myself. Because I can probably use the zoom function today to help a bit with some of the stuff. But yeah. Oh, that's wet. We are making ham and brown potatoes. Oh, that smells nice. That smells very smoky. So smoked ham. Let me grab, just so I don't accidentally scuff my phone as I drop some water on it. Oh, we're zooming in. Cool. Cool. But yeah, I had this ham lying around for a while because it's been frozen. And I figured I might as well just cook it today and then make some potatoes with it. I figured. Let me see, I have this big one. I don't need that for the ham, but I do need this for the ham. And I also need this. I don't have much of that left. Is there even enough here? Might just be enough. I would like to have the butter. Or should I just... So one of the recipes that I found said to take some butter and then smear it all over the tin foil and then wrap the ham in the tin foil as you cook it. Then it'll absorb some of the flavor from the butter. But I also reckon that might not be necessary because this is a very... It's not a dry ham as such. It's a small piece because we already ate some of the other parts of it. So it won't take that long to cook it either. I'm actually wondering if I should... Hey Flask! If I should make the potatoes first. Oh. Or at least get the potatoes going first. Maybe that's an idea. How are you doing, Flask?
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes. That is super loud today. Let me know if it's too loud because we're inside, so, you know. Thank you for that resub, Sonoma. Welcome in. Hey Lassie, welcome to the cooking stream where we are making a ton of potatoes. Well, 1 kilogram of potatoes. We're making sweet potatoes, or I don't even know if you translate it like that. But yeah. Super tired, you don't feel well, so you had to call in and cancel today's job. Ah, okay. It sucks not feeling well. So I'm not gonna peel these yet, because we're just gonna boil them. We'll just boil them first, and then after that we'll peel them. So I'm thinking we'll get that going first, really. But like everything takes a while anyway, so move this away. Boil. They're not sweet potatoes, no. You're car shopping online and it's the most depressing experience. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Roy, but hopefully you find something. No, they're not sweet potatoes. I think the proper name would be like caramelized potatoes. I think I should update the title for that. Let me update the title for that. For that. If I can find Twitch. So yeah, what I have done is just put the potatoes over, so they're just standing here now, and we just need those to boil. It shouldn't take too long. Brune kartofler, yeah, brune kartofler in Danish. Would you translate as like sweet potatoes maybe? Not sweet potatoes, caramelized potatoes. How? Twitch updated the app and it's just horrible. There we go, updated. Save. The title should be updated. Do I even have enough sugar for this? I think we might. Oh yeah, I have 2 kilograms of sugar. We should have plenty. Plenty of sugar. So what you basically do is you boil the potatoes, then you peel the potatoes. And once you peel the potatoes, you put them in caramel. Normally you use potatoes in glass. It depends, Flusk, really. It depends. I've always been used to using them, the ones in glass, but you could just use regular potatoes and then just boil them first and then peel them, dry them, and it should be good. Should be fine. I'm trying to like not stand in front of the camera too much because it's gonna make me hungry. Yeah. It's the good part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ham and then add a bit of butter around, just so I'll wrap it up with the butter, but that will give it some flavor, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, this is gonna make a mess. Hopefully it will be fine. It's gonna melt a lot when it's in the oven anyways. But yeah, this needs a long time in the oven probably. I don't need to salt it or anything because it's already very seasoned. Could you use more butter? Probably. But yeah, Flask, I'm just boiling the potatoes and then we'll peel the potatoes and then we'll see if we can caramelize them or if I end up making them burnt like I did last time I tried. Add that to this. The oven is already on. I just need some water. Does this miss your sugar as well? Nice. I'm gonna keep one of these out for the sugar then. Hey Morigu, how are you doing? So I'll put this in the oven and then we'll just leave it in here for like a few hours almost. Can we make timers in Twitch chat, or is that not a thing? I don't think it's a thing. Let me make a timer on the phone instead. Timer. Let's check on it in 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll be ready in like 20 minutes. It's gonna take a boil, so I guess we could just start prepping some of the ingredients for the caramelized sugar. So I need like 200 grams of sugar. Hopefully this is enough. Well, a view best of Denmark, indeed. It's the view of my kitchen cabinets. I need 200 grams of that, so we're almost there. A bit more doesn't hurt anyone, right? Just a bit of sugar. Yeah, that'll be fine. So there's 200 grams of sugar. Ooh, that's bright for you guys. It's a lot of sugar. So yeah, when you're making caramelized, whoops. When you're making caramelized potatoes, you need a lot of sugar. Ooh, that was a bit of moisture in this. Whoops. That's what tourists die for, my kitchen. That's wild. But yeah, we got the sugar ready. Just gonna put that over here. I'm actually wondering, because there's not really much to look at. I have severely underestimated how much time certain things would take. You've never eaten potatoes with sugars? I'm gonna turn that off again because that is loud. I mean, it's a Danish dish, traditional Danish dish, I think. You guys can watch the potatoes with me. Yay! One second. I can even zoom you guys in on the potatoes. Yoink. But yeah, I don't know where it originated from originally with the sweet potatoes. I mean, we could take a look, right? See if we can Google some facts about sweet potatoes. Not sweet potatoes, caramelized potatoes. Learn a bit about caramelized potatoes. But yeah, welcome to potato watching stream. History. Sweet potatoes originated in Mesopotamia. Okay. But I'm trying to see caramelized potatoes. I can't really find any history on it. It's just a lot of recipes. Let's see. The fact is as correct as the spelling. Caramelized potatoes is a rare treat in Denmark, but one that makes the holidays even more special. These caramelized glazed potatoes will make you eat too much as you sneak into the kitchen for one more even after the meal is, if there are any left. Oh wow, it says that most Danes eat caramelized potatoes only twice a year. That's a lie. Oh, thank you, Flusk. Let me see if I can get that on the phone. Can you DM it to me on Discord? Also, how's the audio? I think there's a lot of echo out here. Also, hej Mabjerg. Velkommen. Thank you, Flusk. Boil potatoes, boil. A bit low for you. Okay, I can turn up the audio a bit. Let me try. Because I have a decibel button, I just have it all the way down. So turn it up once. Let's see if that's better. Oh, maybe that's all the way down. There we go, that's turned up once. Interesting article is in Danish. I wish it was in English. Oh, so the brown potato, in Danish we call them brune kartofler, which means brown potatoes, was a cheaper alternative to chestnuts. It originates in the first half of the 18th century as a cheaper alternative to sugared or caramelized chestnuts, which you ate in rich homes. I'm actually surprised that's gone completely out of like that we don't eat chestnuts at all anymore, because apparently that was a thing. So chestnuts have been a import good, like it's something we imported back in the day, because we didn't have any chestnut trees in Denmark until the 1760s. And then sugar was also a very expensive commodity. Hey Dokati, long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. So today we're just cooking because it's raining outside, and well, it's also dark outside, so we're just chilling right now, boiling some potatoes. Used to have chestnuts as a kid for Christmas at family gatherings. Yeah, I'm just surprised that it used to be a thing here in Denmark as well, and then it's completely vanished. I don't see anyone eating chestnut anymore. Roast them in a fireplace. Ooh. The potato was a bit of I wish I could translate this with the select all. I can't do that on the phone. They're pretty pricey. I actually don't know. I don't think I've ever eaten chestnuts. I know we have caramelized almonds here in Denmark. Burnt almonds. In the 1800s, the Danish, you can collect chestnuts in the wild. Yeah, but can you eat those? Are those edible? They probably are edible, but if they taste good, I don't know. So actually in the 1800s in Denmark, the farmers changed from producing corn or grain. They changed from producing grains to producing potatoes, simply because potatoes were used for feeding pigs, and then all of the pig meat was exported to England. And then we also started eating potatoes instead of eating bread. Interesting. $9 a pound. Oh wow, that's expensive. That's like, what? That's really expensive. I wonder if you can buy them here. Castagna. Coop. 250 grams, which is what? Half a pound is 35 Danish. Or maybe I have. You have to wait. It's the shell you don't eat? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that probably explains why they're not as common here. It's just because it's so expensive. And it's super expensive because it's not super common. And yeah, and then when it's super expensive, nobody wants to produce it either. So it's just like that infinite loop of no good. We'll have to wait a while for those, I think. Waiting for potatoes. But yeah, once those are boiled, we'll start melting down the sugar. And then I have the butter here on the table as well. I guess I could start moving some of the stuff around so I don't have to clean up too much later. But I remember caramelized potatoes as like being a big thing during Christmas here, which it really is. Like it's something we normally don't only eat during Christmas. I don't know, today I felt like making caramelized potatoes with ham, because ham is also something we eat during Christmas or New Year's here. I'm happy that I have the preview on the camera today so I can zoom in and out for you guys and actually see what you see. Normally I don't have the preview enabled, but I could probably do that in the future. Ham is popular for Christmas here. Thanksgiving is usually turkey, so people like to mix it up. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Here during Christmas, we also have pork roast. Pork roast is also very common here during Christmas. Damn, I really need to scrub down the stove. It looks so dirty. Disgusting. Where are my oven mitts? There are my oven mitts. Never been to Christmas in your entire life? So I don't know. I think Christmas is very much a Christian holiday. Correct me if I'm wrong. The stepmother's family, however, always do the same thing for both holidays because they're addicted to the meal and only get it these days. Oh yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that's really, really nice. Like it just tastes good. It's such an addictive food, but it's also probably just because we only eat it very rarely. Where if we ate it a lot, it wouldn't be that interesting, right? But because we only eat it every now and then, it's so much more interesting to do. I have a Christian friend, but never invited once. I think Christmas is usually very much a family tradition as well. So a lot of the times you'd only really invite very close family. Oh yeah, the 3 gift giving meal, yeah. That's very true. I need them to be like cooked through, but not all the way. I mean, they need to be firm still and not mushy, but there's still some time to go. Tend to invite a lot of friends and people we know that may not have anywhere to go. That's a really nice thing to do. Often during Christmas here, I've been like, I think the last few years I spent Christmas with my mom and her husband. Last year, I believe we were my mom, her husband, my sister, my sibling, like my siblings in general, and then my mom's husband's children as well. So it's like just a close family. And then last year I spent New Year's with you guys on Discord, but just being home alone really. Your brother is good like that, always welcomes people to his home. That's really nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. Let me pull out the, because there's like 3.5 minutes on the timer here, so I'm going to pause that. I'm going to pull you guys away for a second here. Maybe point you over here. Because I'm going to pull out the, I need to pull you guys further away. Can't open the oven. Just want to give it a quick look. Let's see where we're at. So I need the core temperature of this to go up to, I think it's like 60 degrees, but it needs a long time. Every office is decorated with tree and stuff, just that? Oh, okay. So you kind of celebrate Christmas, but not really. It's just decorations. What are the core temperatures of this magnificent beast? Probably not high enough. Normally I'd leave it in the oven while checking temperature, but I think we're still quite far off. Yeah, it's still cold in the middle. We'll chuck that back in. Chuck that back in the oven. One moment. Played Secret Santa at the office. Oh, that's cool. That sounds like fun. This oven sucks. It sucks big time. Let me see if I can frame you guys right again. There we go. Right, I'm just poking the potatoes to see how far they've cooked. But yeah, usually what we do for Christmas at the office is they give us a link and then a code that we have to type in, and then we can pretty much select whatever we want for our Christmas gift from work, which is pretty nice because then we don't get something we don't want. And yeah, in general, it's cool that they're giving us some kind of gift and not just nothing. Just gonna open the window. It's getting very hot. Very well. Majority of the gifts you receive were chocolates. Oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of, yeah. If you don't like chocolates or there's too much chocolate, then it's a bit of a bummer. I'm going to turn on the fan here, but it's going to be a bit loud. Hopefully it's not too bad. As long as I don't stand like right next to it, it might be okay. Or you guys can see the reflection of the ring light. Making dinner with a ring light. Love cooking streams? Nice. Well, welcome in, John. We're just cooking or boiling some potatoes right now, and then I actually forgot, but we have to let them cool for a bit. I wonder if I could just like pour out the hot water and then just quickly douse them with some cold water to cool them down quickly. I mean, it will stop them from cooking as well, so that's probably not a bad idea. Because we'll continue cooking them on the pan with the sugar after we peeled them. It's like a lot of prep just to make some kind of potato, but also it just tastes so nice. Gotta get them carbs. Hell yeah. It's gonna be a lot of carbs, like potatoes with sugar. It's a lot of carbs. So the ham had been in the oven for 20 minutes and was still like cold in the middle. So that to me tells me we have quite a bit of time to go. But that's good, because it means we're not too fast on... Like, we need time with the potatoes anyways. But I actually didn't know that caramelized potatoes only became a thing because the Danish farming industry changed to be more for raising pigs. So the only reason we have the dish is because of that. And the price of chestnuts. We should try it one day to make caramelized chestnuts and see what that's like. But that sounds so expensive. Like, I get a whole kilogram of potatoes for 10 Danish, so that's like $1.50. Like $1.50 for a whole kilogram of potatoes. It's not too bad. It could probably be done cheaper, but I only need like a kilogram of potatoes anyways. It's gonna be interesting to see with the sugar, because the stove is a pain in the ass. It's very much, you turn up the heat and it takes like 10-15 minutes before it sets in, and then you turn up, like the heat is turned up too much because you're like impatient, and then you turn it down and it takes the same amount of time for it to like get back to the other temperature. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. We could be clever streamers and do some Instagram story real quick. I love how we were talking about it last stream. You use Instagram too much sometimes. Yeah, I've seen your Instagram stories. What was I saying? I don't even remember. I don't even remember. Let's see. We're starting to get there. I might need to turn down the heat a bit. I think like a few more minutes and then it should be good to go. I think the biggest danger about Instagram is sometimes you end up just sitting there scrolling forever. Usually just use Instagram to follow HPT girls. I feel like such a nub. But what is HPT girls? Do I dare Google that? HPT meaning. Oh, okay. There's a few different definitions. You meant hot girls? Oh, okay. I was about to say, because when I'm Googling HPT, the first thing I get is an acronym, which makes sense, but it's an acronym for homosexual, bisexual, and transgender. Or holistic body training, that could also fit. Then there's the Urban Dictionary. Let me just read that before I tell you what it is. HBT represents the most alpha group of bad bitches that could exist. Heartbreak thoughts is the HBT. I mean, that could also fit, right? You're following heartbreaking thoughts on Instagram. I think some of them are lying at the top here. You also post food pics and travel reels. Nice. I'm very bad at remembering to use my social media. I don't think I've posted anything on Instagram in like, I don't know. It's been a while. Let's see, when did I last post on Instagram, apart from stories? The last post I made was on the 13th of July, so that's like a few months ago. Maybe I should post some of the pictures of the mushrooms. Tell a few stories about the mushrooms. I feel like that turned down very fast. But that's not bad. That's quite nice. Here's Simple Man. Simple Man. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with being a simple person. You have like 1,000 followers and you follow like 7,000 people. Your Instagram feed must be full of stuff all the time then. 7,000 people or accounts. It's a lot of accounts. Ooh, now it's starting to froth up again. Getting very frothy. Always full, never gets bored. It's kind of like the TikTok For You page, then you just keep scrolling forever and eventually some stuff will come up, right? Yeah, I think these are ready. So I'm gonna turn them off and grab these. The next thing we'll do is like we'll have to peel all of these, but I need them to cool down a bit first. So one moment, this might be loud. Or maybe not. It's very steamy. Smells nice though. We follow a bunch of motorcycle adventure a lot. Oh, cool. Motorcycling sounds like fun. If I had a shit ton of money and the license for it, I would probably also love to try to go for motorcycle rides at some point in my life. But it's very expensive. I could probably turn this off a bit because it's so loud. Alright, I'm gonna cool down these potatoes real quick. I'll try to. By just like putting them under the cold water. Oh, that's nice. Oh, cool. My pot is big enough that I can just leave it in the sink. Cool. Motorcycle is way cheaper compared to car expenses. But the thing is, I have the car already. I'd have to get the license for motorcycle, which is here in Denmark is pretty expensive. I think motorcycle in itself is also fairly expensive here. Like a motorcycle here costs somewhat, oh that's hot, somewhat near the same as the small car. Excuse me. Stomach is like roar, roar. But yeah, it also depends on like what kind of motorcycle you want, I guess. You buy a good motorcycle for $5,000 US. What's that? You'd have to buy it used here then. I think that's like, compared to the prices here, that's like unrealistic because you have to add like take the price and then double it. Then you have the price of what it is like here in Denmark. Let's see if I can peel these real quick. I should get a bowl for this. It's very, very hot. Ouch, ouch. One second, I just need these. Yeah, should be fine. India motorcycles are affordable. I think in India they are affordable because there's a lot of people who need them, right? Compared to if you were to drive a car in India, that would be a whole different story. Well, these are very soft, but I think that will be okay. Why not visit a motorcycle shop? That would be cool. We could probably do that one day. I just have to get permission from them before we show up. But yeah, that would be cool. Hey Pund. Oh, life is pretty good. I'm trying to figure out my new schedule here, and then today we're just cooking. These are very hot potatoes, but I'm I'm trying to speed up the process a bit so we don't end up having to starve tonight because I'm too slow. Sticky potatoes. I should really move the chat phone in front of me so I don't have to turn my head to look at it. These days cards are cheaper too. I'm sure they will allow streamers inside the showroom. Can you add that to your to-do list? Oh yeah, I could add that. I mean, now I've taken a mental note of it, so I might have overcooked these a bit. Either that or it's because they're warm that it feels like it's... Yikes Factory, hello. We're doing pretty good. Just trying to peel these potatoes with a... Normally you'd peel the potatoes with a sharpened knife, but because these have already been cooked, you can just kind of like scrape off the peel. So that's what I'm doing, but they are very, very hot. You want potatoes now? Hell yeah. I mean, we haven't even done the good part for these potatoes yet. We're just prepping them, right? These would also be great to have on like a piece of bread with a bit of salt and mayonnaise, pepper. There's a lot of potatoes here. But yeah, it would for sure have been much easier to just buy the ones that's in... Here in Denmark you can buy like a glass of potatoes. They've already been peeled and cooked, so they're just ready for making brown potatoes or caramelized potatoes. Like boiled potatoes with a little bit of mayonnaise and salt them. Nom nom. Yeah, it's very nice. You can ride a Puch Maxi, which are mopeds. Yeah, mopeds here can be cheap. Like that's so the Danish system for motorcycles and mopeds is a bit different than everywhere else in the world, I feel. Because here in Denmark you have very much you have a lot of limitations on mopeds, whereas in the rest of the world a moped is pretty much a motorcycle. But here in Denmark, a moped is like, you can have two different classes. You can have the 30 kilometer restriction one, like 30 kilometers an hour, or you can have 45 kilometers an hour restriction one. And if you drive the 45 one, you need a driver's license for that. Whereas the other ones you can drive from the age of 16. Actually 15 now, I think. Motorcycles are like riding a manual shift car. I think manual shift cars are pretty easy. I don't think, I know they are. I know they're pretty easy. Have you seen some Vespers in Denmark? We might have. They're not super common. But then again, like half the year in Denmark is pretty much rain and miserable weather. So if you have a motorcycle here in Denmark as well, your insurance is more expensive during the winter because there's just more risk if you're driving your motorcycle during the winter. You try riding your brother MTX. Vespa is like that, like the, I don't know, Vespa is like a high-end brand, I feel, when it comes to mopeds or motorcycles. What a mess this is. Sticky, icky potatoes. But yeah, I actually need the potatoes to be cold before we use them and dry. Just because if we put hot potatoes in the sugar won't it won't crystallize to the potatoes. It will just float around with the potatoes. And we want the sugar to bind and crystallize with the potatoes. .600cc ones. So I don't think I've ever seen a moped here in Denmark classified that high. And it's just because when we're talking about mopeds in Denmark, we're talking about the small ones that can only go 45 kilometers an hour. But I might be wrong. Shush. It's my timer to tell it. That's telling me to check the ham. If you guys can hear my stomach, it's because I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat since lunch today. So, and right now it's, what time is it? It's like 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping we can like be done cooking within like the next hour or so that we can sit down and enjoy our meal. Scooters are around 125 to 250 cc. Yours is 125, it easy do 110. So yeah, the thing is here, they're limited legally. Like you cannot drive the small mopeds without them having a limiter. And if they're not limited, they are classified as a motorcycle, obviously. Which then comes with a whole different set of restrictions. Or not restrictions, but rules and costs. And then the weather in Denmark is just not really, it's just not that nice for mopeds or motorcycles in general. Talk about Pug Maxi, Yamaha, York, Autocar Hot. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I'm still cooler than that sausage.
Yo, Lewis, thank you so much for that sub. I saw you subbed after I went offline, but thank you so much for that resub. Welcome back, and thank you for those 3 months. I'm just trying to peel potatoes right now, so we can make caramelized potatoes. The whole dish is caramelized potatoes with a ham. And that's pretty much it. But there's a lot of work that goes into caramelized potatoes when you're making them from scratch and not cheating, or not using the potatoes from a glass. Hope you're doing good, Lewis, though. Oh my goodness, I can't hold on to this one. There we go. Looks like you partially cooked them and now peeling them. Yeah, so what we did with the potatoes is we boil them and then we peel the skin off them. It's not necessarily easier to peel the skin off them just because you boil them, but we need the potatoes to be somewhat cooked before they become caramelized, because the sugar needs a lot less heat than it takes to cook a potato. So if you just dumped raw potatoes into the sugar, you just end up having raw potatoes coated in burnt sugar. So it's a bit of like a balancing act to make sure you don't overcook them, but also don't cook them you don't want to cook the potatoes too much. But I think these might have been cooked a bit much. They could probably be done with a few less minutes. Denmark, we have two types of moped scooters, small ones with max speed of 30 kilometers an hour, big ones with max speed of 45 an hour. Everything above 45 is motorcycle. Mopeds and scooters are really convenient for travel in city limits. Yeah, driving cars around cities is very inefficient, especially if you're just one person. But yeah, here in Denmark we don't really have that much city travel. I think in Copenhagen it could probably be worthwhile. People would definitely prefer cheap scooters over riding bicycles. So here we have, Denmark is pretty flat, right? So it's not really that big of an issue driving your bicycle, but a lot of people here swap their bicycles with electrical bikes when they want to move around easier. Well, that's actually interesting. I haven't heard a lot about, prices for electricity are like skyrocketing here in Denmark, or they have been. I haven't really checked lately because who cares about having to worry more about prices again. But it's interesting to hear what people who are driving electric bikes are thinking about the increase in power costs. Small cities. Even out here, I wouldn't say driving around on if you're living in these small cities, a bike is fine, really. Damn, that's a lot of potatoes we've been peeling. It's a kilogram of potatoes, guys. Some of these potatoes have exploded, it looks like. Gotten a lot of heat. I'm going to peel the last few potatoes and then we're going to check on the ham. See how well that is doing so we don't overcook that. That also needs to rest for like 20 minutes according to that one random recipe I looked at. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to rest for 20 minutes. But yeah, I definitely need these potatoes to chill a bit, cool down. These might actually even be good for mashed potatoes. Germans like motorcycles, I think so. It's mostly young people driving around on illegally tuned scooters that is noisy as fuck. Yeah, scooters are in general very noisy because they are limited. So normally if you'd have like a moped or a scooter like that, they'd get past you pretty fast. So you wouldn't really think about the noise. But because they can only go 30 or 45 kilometers an hour, it's like that constant humming noise at max revs. Because let's be real, when you're driving a moped or a scooter that's like throttled down or limited, you just hold down at full throttle all the time, which is really bad. Efficiency and everything. Oops. I'm just gonna wash this cutting board real quick because I'll need it for the ham later. Electric scooters are crazy now. Oh, cool. You only have a few motorcycles, but they are not running. One's probably beyond repair at this point in his life. Oh, that's a shame. Is it like, Sonoma, is it like, what do you call them, antiques? Kind of like you have the cars that they turn into hot rods and whatnot. Is it kind of like that? Or is it just something you picked up over time and then, yeah, that's it? Do tell. You easily do 150 kilometers per charge. That's actually pretty good. Like, considering how small they are, that's really good. This is very hot. Hot, 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 hot. Oops. Wash that one real quick. I've done a pretty bad job of cleaning these potatoes up. Oh well. Can't win every time. Let's check the ham. Since fuel prices skyrocketed, people are buying electric vehicles a lot here. So that's a good and a bad thing, right? So it's good that people are thinking about using other forms of power than the usual fossil fuels, right? But at the same time, if more people are using battery-driven things, everything becomes more and more expensive. With lithium, oops, that's backward again. Let's see where we are at temperature-wise. I'm going to turn the heat on the frying pan up to 2. Oh, we're slowly climbing up to... and we're up to... what is that? Why is it so hard to read? It looks like we're at 58, almost 60. I can't remember what it said. So those items with electric vehicles, they're not so clean after all? No. I mean, they are clean when you're looking short term. But if you look long term, then probably worse. But it's the same thing, like the cars were a solution to one problem. And the electric vehicles are a solution to that problem. And then we'll just have to keep looking. What does it say? 65 to 70 degrees. So we still have a bit of time to go on this ham here. wrap that up again and then put that back in the oven, and then we can start looking at the sugar. I'll move you guys around so you can actually see. Oops, slam. Slam. I just need my camera preview. I'm using preview a lot today compared to what I normally do, but it's because then I can see exactly what you guys are looking at, and I can do this. Yoink! So now you can see how we're gonna eventually melt the sugar. I'm going to take this over here so I can actually see that chat. I'm going it very, very carefully, because once this takes off, it will be very, very fast with the sugar, and burning sugar is so easy. I want to make sure you don't do that. That's like the number one thing to not do, is burn the sugar. Don't burn the sugar. Burning the sugar is a bad idea. So let's say, I think 10 minutes for the ham, and we'll pull it out, and then what I want to do with the ham is like coat it with some sweet garlic barbecue. I know that doesn't really necessarily fit the theme, but I thought we might spice it up a bit. If you were doing the traditional Danish dish, you would probably just boil the ham, and then that would be good enough. But we're not doing the traditional. Not today. Not today. What are your guys' favorite dish to make whenever you have a good amount of time to make that dish? Like making a dish like this today, so far it's taking us on stream about an hour. So the ham has been in the oven for about an hour, and the potatoes took like, I don't know, 40 minutes to boil, which is also, it feels like a long time. But the thing is, like, I could just have left them here and they would take care of themselves for a while. I should just go check them. I'm very, very, very slow with heating this up because, like I said, sugar is scary. And once it gets going, it's just like, whoosh. Chili is fun. Chili does sound fun. Like when you say chili, you mean like a chili con carne or just chili in general? There was one day so at work we used to have a, what do you call it? Like lunch arrangements. And one day they would give us chili sin carne. So it's just like a chili sauce with no meat. You like to make turkey chili? Oh, that sounds cool. Hey, couch potato. You like to make whole chicken with potato or rice and vegetables? Ooh, that also sounds good. Like one of those chickens that's so tender that all the meat just falls off the bones. Maybe some crisp skin on that thing. Season it with some salt, maybe some barbecue, who knows. It doesn't seem like much is happening, but I know if I turn this up a lot, it will just go whoosh, and then it's like game over. Actually, let me close the door to the bedroom, just in case I do burn something. Then I don't have a bedroom that smells of like burnt sugar. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. Any minute now. Please. What's the temperature like in here now? We're up to 22.5. Just goes to show how inefficient some of the stuff here is. Like, things have been on for a while, but all the heating in the kitchen is turned down. And we're up to 22 degrees. I mean, this seems hot enough that it would melt sugar, but maybe not. Turn it up to 5. I can turn it down again, I suppose, but we're on like 5 out of 6 on this one now. It's almost like moving snow around, like very, very dry powder snow. Might want to add some water. So what should happen is this should just start melting. But I was actually thinking about what you were saying there, because adding water could lower the melting point of the sugar, but I'm actually not sure. Flosk did send a recipe earlier in chat, but it just takes some time. You just got to get above the melting point of the sugar, and then as soon as one little bit of it takes off, it'll just be like, whew. It's like a sugar zen garden. We can do like ASMR stream with sugar and a humming fridge. Hey Daxia, no, we're not hiking, we're making food today. It's very dark outside and it was raining earlier. And also I promised you guys some time ago that we would do a cooking stream. And I think throughout the winter we'll probably end up doing more cooking streams. Just because during winter here, weather is very unstable. You've done this and it suddenly turned to liquid? Yeah, it goes really quick sometimes. But this stove is ancient and the pan is maybe not the best one for this, but I figured having a pan that's a bit more dense will contain the heat better once it's actually heated. So we're just waiting for it to go. Could make a channel on Discord with cooking ideas for cooking stream. We could do that, yeah. I mean, we could also just use the, I think we have a channel for recipes or cooking in general. Maybe if I just leave it, it'll eventually... Oh yeah, now I think we're starting to see some stuff melting. But yeah, I'm always open for cooking ideas. I might not end up doing them, but it's nice to have some repository to take from. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now it's starting to become clumps. Now some of it has started melting. This is when it starts to get exciting. And messy. I'll turn it down a bit because in a minute I need to take out the ham. and then put some, where is that thing? I'm so sure I saw it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I have one of these for like distributing whatever. You want to throw some potatoes in your pot? Nice. We have inspired Flusk to make potatoes as well. But yeah, you can see how quickly this is turning into like more brownish crystals. I've turned down the heat as well, just to keep it under control. Oops. I feel like this is probably also how you make hard candies. Like you melt the sugar, I know in some cases you can actually add syrups to this as well. At least it's not sticking to the pan, so that's good. Alright, before this takes off, I'm just going to do this because I need to... Maple glaze would be good. It sounds good. Let me do this. I'm just moving everything away real quick because I need to grab this from the oven. And this is hot, hot, hot. Nice. Smells very nice. What I can do is I can take you guys and put you over here real quick. Yeah, you can kind of see. What I will do is I will unfold this. Ooh, look at that. Look at how juicy that is. Actually, I don't even know if I should take that out or if I should just leave it as is. But we'll coat it with a quick coat. Can I remove that? Yeah. It's got the juice. We're not making corn today, but I mean, that's also a thing we could make on stream, but it's not really, I mean, maybe it is kind of corn season. It's got the juice. Ooh, this smells so nice. I made a mess. How are you doing, Nemor? Hi, Big Dave. Still got juice. Nice. I wonder if I should, because I just want I want to give it a bit of this. Spread it around there real nice. This is a, what do you call it? It's a sweet garlic barbecue that we're putting on it. And then I'll just give it another 10 minutes in the oven while we do the sweet potatoes, and then we'll have to pull it out and let it rest for a while. But I'll probably just leave the foil open like this. Ooh, that made a mess. Just remember the food is a thing because I saw you streaming. Nice. Food is nice. Food is very nice. Let's put this beast back in the oven. If I can. But yeah, this is a very juicy ham. back in the oven, you beast. And let's put this over here, like that, and then continue with this. Oh, this has gone stiff. That's not good. Hopefully it's not too difficult to save this. I mean, it is just sugar, right? So, is this ham? Yeah, so this is ham, and then we're making some caramelized sugar right now to caramelize the potatoes in. I think I might not have enough sugar though. But yeah, it's just, we just need to reheat the pan. I took it off because I didn't want to burn the sugar. Sugar burns so fast. There we go. Burn, baby, burn. Shit's on fire. Let me start a timer for 10 minutes. Oh, it's already on 10 minutes. Nice. Thank you, timer, for knowing what I wanted. So hopefully this gets melted. It doesn't feel like we have enough sugar. It feels like we don't have enough sugar here. I wonder if I should add some more. What a mess. Note to self, don't let the sugar cool off. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm using a silicone spatula, or whatever you want to call it, silicone shovel. It's nice for sugar, because everything else, the sugar will stick to it like crazy. Even the silicone it's sticking to. So melt, sugar, melt. It's like you gotta keep stirring it around as well, because if you don't stir it, it will sit in one place too much and it will probably burn. I'll turn down the heat a bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's starting to get very liquid. Do you guys like the sound of my humming fridge? I actually don't know how good the sound quality is with this setup we're running right now, because we are using wireless microphones and I'm using the lav mic with that, so it's like a double mic setup but with one mic. Oh, this is getting very hot very fast. I don't like that it's smoking. Smoking is bad. Maybe we have enough sugar. It just doesn't look like much. Do you guys think it's enough sugar? It's probably hard to see on camera how much it actually is. You hear humming, it's a lot better than my fridge. My fridge makes noise. Yeah, I don't, this fridge, I mean, if it was up to me and I had the money to do it, I would replace the stove, the fridge, and the dishwasher. It's very much caramelly. Should we add more sugar? I wonder. I'm thinking we should add more sugar. You know what? Let me do that real quick. Sugar. Oh, that was bad. Burnt sugar. 11 years old, so make a loud noise. Yeah, wow. But I accidentally sprayed some of the sugar on the hot bit of the stove, so it just instantly vaporized with the lovely smell of burnt sugar. So that was great. That's never coming off. Alright, so all I need now is this to start bubbling a bit, in the sense that I need it to be hot enough that it starts to sort of boil without burning. Would burn off with time. I mean, yeah, sugar is just carbons, right? So eventually it will just turn into charcoal and disappear, or coal. But yeah, my dishwasher doesn't work, and the stove is like, I think the stove is older than I am.
Money don't jiggle jiggle, it falls. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. And make it wanna dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see.
Hell yeah. I guess a decent thing with this stove is it's crooked, so all of the liquid will run down into one side if I stop stirring. But that also means the liquid is constantly moving as long as I keep that one end like from being burnt. Thank you for that jiggle jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I'm going to turn this on real quick. Maybe I do not need it to boil, but I do need a spoon. So I just added some butter to it, and that will fluff it up like this. Now it smells like caramel. Butter and sugar, yep. I think we need a bit more butter. Oop, don't drip that on the table, that's never coming off. Actually, caramel is not too bad to clean if it's on like a smooth surface. If it's on a rough surface, good luck. Hey, Evokim. How are you doing? Turn it back up to 4. It feels like it's getting a bit stiff. We have about 2 minutes before we need to check on the... So we can do this in 2 minutes. How are you doing, Evokin? Alright, I think we just add potatoes and then cross fingers for good luck. Put this in the fridge. Let me just make sure there's no water in this. Cool. Might have been a bit of water. Caramelized. These might be a bit too big for this, but hey, bigger surface, more sugar. You doing pretty good? Life is beautiful. I'm doing pretty good too. We're making caramelized potatoes and ham. And as you can tell, our caramelized potatoes are actually looking like they will caramelize. So that is lovely. Ouch! That's gonna leave a mark. Note to self, don't get burned with sugar because it stings. See, the cool thing about, I mean, if you have the smaller potatoes, so many small potatoes means you get a lot of surface area. So that means you get more sugar. These big potatoes, you're missing out kind of. But what I could have done is cut some of them in half. Ooh, my phone is like, hey, it's time. It is time. If I had an apple, we could caramelize that apple too. That would actually be fun. Look at this. So I'm turning this down now, because now it just needs to cool down. So the more it cools down, the more of the sugar will stick to the potatoes. And then we don't risk burning the sugar. Because burning the sugar is a bad thing. We can caramelize Julian. Let me go grab Julian and then we can caramelize him, yeah. This is turning out great. It's turning out a lot better than I thought it would. Let me pull you guys aside a bit. Ooh, that stings. I got burned by sugar. Not fun. Right, let's turn this off. Grab this thing out of the oven. Ooh, that smells so nice. Yeah, look at this. Let me see if I can get it in. Look at that. I'll set that over here. That just needs to rest for like 20 minutes or some. So it will rest for as long as I care for waiting, is essentially what I'm saying. If you add baking soda, it'll probably become dalgona candy. That sounds crazy. I wonder if I have a skewer. I actually turned this off, but it's still boiling. Your stove is not level either, yeah. I mean, my stove is level, but the top of the stove has gotten a massive dent in it after they did some renovating before I moved in here. So it's always been like that since I moved in, and I never really bothered doing anything about it. But it would be smart of me to like do something about it, because the stove is inefficient as hell, so it's super expensive to run it like this, power-wise. Look at that. I don't think I have any baking soda. Baking soda. Let's check the temperature of the ham. See if it's gone down with a case of the cold, or if it's good. I wonder how well this tastes. It's like sugar on a spoon. Ham with boiled potatoes and stewed cabbage is so good. It sounds good. Stewed kale. Stewed kål. Stewed kale. It'll be super hot. Yeah, I was because there's butter in it now, the melting point of the sugar is a lot lower, I think. Or at least it doesn't stiffen up as much as it would. So this is actually fairly cold. I was just wondering if I burnt the sugar, and it could taste a bit like it's maybe slightly burnt, but I think it'll be okay. Kål. Oh really? Is that stewed kale? I wonder if, I mean, when I'm eating this, I'll probably end up mixing this a bit with the ham anyways, like on the plate. I was wondering if you could coat the ham in this, and then you'd have a sugar glazed ham. Ooh, that actually makes me wonder. What if you make a mixture of sugar and honey, and you heat it up like this on the pan, and then you add the butter, kind of like you would normally, or maybe less butter because you have more liquid. But with the honey and the sugar, this would be like super tasty sweet potatoes, or like caramelized potatoes. But yeah, it is probably a bit too hot to just stuff in your mouth. Oh, that's actually really good. Like together with the potatoes, I think this has turned out really nice. Oh, let me check the temperature. Oh, well, I definitely overcooked the ham, but hey, you live and you learn. Nice. I mean, I second that this is almost ready to eat now. I'm actually just waiting for these to cool down a bit, but I think this is ready. We could dress the plate maybe. I mean, these will take care of themselves. I'm turning this off completely now, and then you guys can come over here, like that. Welcome to over here. Let me sharpen this knife real quick. Move that way because I actually need that. Ouch. See if I can put it down without it falling over. Nice. So lovely slices of ham. I think I'll take this for now. Look how moist it is still. It's definitely not dry. It could have been a lot worse. Let me grab a plate. It's like running down the sides here as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna eat on camera today, guys. I just want to sit down and relax while eating this. So we'll dress the plate and then call it a day. It's not even going to be anything super fancy either, right? So it's just going to be some ham with some potatoes. Oh, this is heavy. I wonder if I should use a spoon instead. Oh, we'll be fine. It almost looks like brown gravy. That's how dark it's gone. Oops. Nice. Oh. It's a bit of brown stuff all over the place now. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thank you so much, Lewsk. But yeah, let's see who we can find and raid real quick. I can't really zoom much more in for you guys, but what I can do is I can grab the camera like this, zoom out a bit. That's the dish we've made today. There's nothing super fancy, but I can guarantee you it's tasty. Sheesh. But yeah, let's find someone to raid. I'll see what I can do, and then I'll end the stream there. But I want to see if we can send a love to someone. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let us see. I mean, we've already done a bit of cooking, right? So wouldn't it be in its place for us to go and say hello to Ricerman, who's doing, he has his own fish and chip shop in the UK. So you get to see behind the scenes in the fish and chip shop. Let's go and raid Ricerman, if I can spell his name. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let's see if it works. It works. Nice. So the raid will be going very shortly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will go and enjoy this lovely meal. Ooh, that's so tasty. Thank you, Sonoma. But yeah, I'll just run in and hit the raid now button so I can go eat my food before it gets cold. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Oh, running. Oh, running. Thank you so much. I think Tuesday next week should be next stream. And if the weather is allowing it, we will go for a walk. Bye-bye.